Nikos Rentas here, mentorsapproach.com. Thank you for all the great emails. And today's emails focus around career changes, specifically for somebody who is a little bit older. And this email comes from somebody who's 49 years old. And I'm going to address some of the factors that they're facing, but I'm also going to talk about everybody else who's going through career changes or thinking about going through a career change or not liking what they're doing and has to jump out and go into another field because they've had enough. And I'm going to jump right into this. Hi, Nikos. Career change question. I'm 49 years old and I've spent the better part of my career working as an accountant. I have about 7 years before I can fully retire as I wait for my kids to graduate and pay off the house. I have been thinking more and more to move into a consulting route, but I have also had offers to start an accounting firm with some other people. That's a great opportunity. Starting something new like that is really life changing, and I think you're really going to love it. Consulting route, same thing. Consulting is awesome. You really when you become a specialist of what you're doing, you enjoy it, and then you can go help people. And if you do it in that manner, it's awesome. When we have the people that are working as consultants for a firm and they become consultants, they're not always seeing that big picture. They're like specific in different areas, and it changes the view of what consulting can be. It is still in the works, and they have asked me to really think about it. The biggest problem will be the first several months as it picks up and cash flow will be tight. That's a problem with anything. And really it's not a problem. You're creating a problem out of it. When people start a business, they think it's a problem, but if you budget it properly, you're an accountant, you budget everything properly, you know where it's going to go, then you really, you don't have to really worry about it. My wife has encouraged me to pursue it. However, with all the debt and the kids in school, I'm worried with this that this may all crash down on me and I will be stuck retiring years later. That is a negativity you are creating. That you're creating that storm. You don't need it to. If your wife's supporting you, are you kidding me? Run with it. If she's supporting you, she trusts you. Anybody will trust you because she's seeing that opportunity for you, but for her as for herself and with the kids and this and that. Like that support is awesome. Most of the phone calls I'm dealing with people that can't get that support, and you have it. Don't think about that in a negative way whatsoever. How do you manage the risk in starting business? I saw your experience on LinkedIn after my son mentioned he saw your video the other day. Very impressed with your experience, and the videos look like they're consistently improving in delivery, but your content is always very educational. How do you find the time? I just do it. I enjoy doing it. I picked it up one day and I said, I'm going to do this. And I've been wanting to do it forever. And I saw these people talking and helping. And one day, after all the stuff, all the troubles in my life that were happening and this and that, and people going, how do you handle everything? I just thought, now's the time. I'm going to do it. And I did it. I didn't think about, where's the time going to come? I just made the time. I'm assuming you would take the approach of jump in as it is your type of thing, but I am risk adverse. I calculate the numbers repeatedly before jumping in on something. Any advice for an old guy would be great. All right. Yes, that's what I do. I jump in. I just explained that. When I look at things, I don't look at them as the negativity of what will happen if it doesn't work. What I look at it is I say, this is the timeline. This is what I want to be doing in 6 months. And these are my exit strategies if it doesn't work. And I execute. And if it doesn't work, I don't look at it as a failure. I look at it as a learning process where next time I do this or next time I consult on it, I'll be able to give somebody clear, precise advice of not what to do. And once you can see that opportunity arise, then you don't really need to worry. You're an accountant, and you say right there, I do the numbers. You count 1,000,000 times, but where's the value to that count? Where's the value that you're putting on to every time you make that calculation? Your experience is limited on jumping into a venture. Okay, so how are you addressing that? You could come to me with 5 sets of numbers, and I could tell you your risk tolerance, which will be different than what you think it is because of the experience. And this is where you need to go out and find somebody that can help with that and address it based on your needs right now, your needs 6 months later, and how you can handle that risk. With your partners or future partners to be, you need to do that with them. And clearly, there must be somebody there who's really driving it. You got to sit down and talk to them and be like, I did these numbers, and I need to be making this much money. And if I leave, I need to be in that zone within 6 months. Is that something that we can do? Can we accomplish it as a group? And if they're confident and they have a plan and they're good to go, then your risk really went from all this to this. And then if they can really start moving forward in the first 2 months, you'll see this risk go and it'll disappear and you'll be pumped, which is a dangerous place to be, because sometimes when people get like that, they get a little bit too cocky and then they stop doing that initial stuff they were doing and then they fuck up. They get complacent. It's kind of like people in a relationship and boom, like it's, yeah, I'm doing everything right, and then they fuck up over and over because they're not doing those little things that made the relationship work. It's the same thing with a partnership. It's the same thing with starting a business. And when we look at it from the perspective you're in, you're at 49. Okay, and you're saying 7 years. That's like a tangible number that may or may not happen. And I know you're an accountant, you plan out stuff, but that may or may not happen. And if you do this, I guarantee you're gonna want to do a couple other things that you've been thinking about. And you're really never gonna retire if you jump into this, because you're gonna love what you do. That is the number one thing you have to remember. You're getting into something you're gonna love what you do. Is totally different than waking up and going to the office and pushing numbers all day. Very different. And yeah, you're going to have that stupid stuff that you don't like. And you know what? The experience will be phenomenal for you, because say it doesn't work in a year. Okay? Say it doesn't work. What do? Well, then you either go back to work or you look at all the mistakes that were made and you go, I'm going to do it on my own. And I'm going to go find other people to help me, or I'm just going to do it by myself, and I'll do everything by myself. You have kids, get them on social media, teach you how to do everything, hire some people to do all your marketing, and then you boom, 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 you can have your own, you can be making 100, 150, 200, 500,000 within like a year to 2 years and hit your 7-year mark where you're hired people under you. I have a lot of friends that are in accounting. We've worked together with all the projects and all the consulting stuff I've done, and they start working and they leave the field, they leave those big offices, and they go in on their own, and some of them stable off around 100,000 to 200,000, and they're like, I'm happy doing this. I don't want to hire anybody underneath me. This is good for me. And then other people are like, I'm going to keep hiring, and I'm going to grow this to the max. And all of a sudden they have 3 offices, 5 offices. I have a buddy in Toronto. I have a buddy down in New York. Each of them, it's like they're competing now because I connected the two, and they're working together on ideas. And they have these offices, and basically they're growing. So look at it from that perspective. Look at what you're doing and how you're doing it. Look at where you're at with everything. And then remember that you have time. You have time to grow. You have time to be where you want to be. You're only 49. You're only 49. Okay? Most people at 65 retire and then get sick and die. That's a stat. And you see other people that are 75 still rolling in the money and working, and they want to go to the office. They want to go see what's been happening with the person, the successor, and where they are, and how can they help. That's the kind of person I really love seeing, who doesn't want to just retire and hang up everything and die. Like, they want to be doing new stuff. You going forward with this is where you need to say, that's the type of person I want to be. I don't want to just retire at 65. I want to be able to have a business where I can go travel with my wife, put the kids through school, make sure they have a house when they get married, and blah, 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 blah. Doing this, taking this opportunity is bullseye for you. Do it. Go enjoy it. If you need more help, if you want more specifications, more details of what you're going through, your thoughts and all that, and you want a good coaching session, just jump on the website, mentorsapproach.com, visit, and just book an appointment, and we can sit down and spend a full hour walking through everything that's on your mind, all the risk factors that you're going through, and your firm that's starting up. If you need consulting work on that, there's so many more consultants out there that can do great work. And, at the end of the day, you guys are all accountants. You guys have all your, everybody there. You can work together to do that. Coaching session would be great for you to just clarify all that. But, I mean, do you really need it? I don't know, but I think you're on the right path. Get going. Listen to your wife on this one. She loves you and she wants to see you successful because it's going to make her life a lot better. And then she's going to have this happy guy in her life wanting to go to work every day. So just review everything you're doing and make sure you make the decisions based not on math, but on your heart. What you feel is right for you to be happy. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Thank you.